Wagwan CK fam, you don't know what they with a new video. Today we are going to talk about a special topic.
How do we deal with arguments?
Yeah, and if you don't know me, I am Cleon.
And I'm Karisha.
And this is Connecting with CK.
Splash, splash, splash.
So for this video, we come up with 4 ways to better deal with disagreements. We use these ourselves, not every time, but we try, you know. And the first one is self-reflection.
You look funny. Okay, so for me, I can honestly say that I have learned to say I'm sorry, and I have learned to extend forgiveness being with him. He's a very selfless person in that regard, where he's not afraid to apologize, and I can confess that it would take me a longer time to apologize, especially if I think I didn't do anything wrong. But as we grow, eventually you learn that it's not about who is right or who is wrong. In a disagreement or an argument or a dispute or whatever, it's about simply saying that you're sorry. So for me, I like to self-reflect. I like to sit down, not in the heat of things and stuff, but I like to reflect on things, especially when I'm in the presence of God. Conviction is heavy, and I think that is where the Lord speaks to me the most, and that is where I am encouraged to apologize, or actually say, I am the one who is the cause of this, or even though I know that I may not be the cause of it, I can humble myself enough, or the Lord humbles me enough where I am aware of my emotions and their contribution to, a certain situation that we're having. So yeah, I would say self-reflection and actually coming to terms with how you are feeling, how the situation make you feel, and how also you make the person feel. Like, how did I hurt his feelings, or how could I have better deal with the problem. I do know for a fact that when you're caught up in the moment, you're not willing to listen. And I can attest to that. Sometimes when you are go, you don't want to listen. And when you don't listen, you lack understanding. And I think when you lack understanding, you lack the ability to forgive. So self-reflection is definitely important. And actually going into the presence of God, for God to show you your own heart,
Yeah. And I think that's a part of self-reflection and apologizing go together. Because I don't think you can apologize. Well, you can apologize just for apologize sake, but then like a genuine apology, understanding where the person is coming from. Because sometimes something might offend you, but it never necessarily
seemed like a big deal
for
to
me.
you.
It wasn't a big deal. I didn't mean to offend you, you know what I mean? So it might come off as something bad to you or something that offend you, and just me hearing you, I don't have to be right, I don't have to be right. If it offend you, you know what I mean? It's just simple as that. And you just say, oh, I didn't mean that, I'm sorry. And I think saying sorry it's hard. It's hard, but I've learned to just move on, man, just move on. And I think it's a matter of you know, God give me a, God, I always go to God, I say, God, I'm sorry, you know, and God always forgive me. So, because I know that I am so imperfect, and I keep going to God, and God keep forgiving me, it's like a natural thing for, if me offend anybody, not just in a relationship, but if I offend you or she or her, I just say, hey, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, easy. You know?
Yes, that too. I'm puppy.
You know, just I didn't mean it to offend you, so I'm sorry. And even when I do things intentionally, I just always want to say sorry, not just because it offend you also, but man, we're humans, and I'm about enjoying my life, enjoying the little time I have on earth. You know, Bible said, be at peace with everybody. As long as it depend on you, be at peace. I don't have no time for you vex up myself and in my feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to do that, you do that. But not me. You know what I mean? And then life is so short. I can love you so much, and then we vex, and you go up on the road, or me go up on the road. You know, me not even get to say sorry. And God forbid something happen to you. You know what I mean? So my mind goes that far when I think about those stuff. I'm not afraid to say sorry.
Yeah.
Because I know that it brings a certain value, you know? And it's healthy for the relationship. Because a person saying what sorry is basically saying, hey, I know that I've done something wrong, but please consider my repentance then. You know what I
Or
mean?
it's like,
please forgive just forgive me.
yeah.
Just give me another chance.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So the second point is no shouting and dealing with each other with respect. You know, you know what, I love chatting now, so let me ask her if you want to talk, if you want go first.
I would say that, you know, shouting at each other is very toxic.
Yeah.
And it screams unhealthy because you dip on the top of your voice and it just makes you sound ignorant. You know, and as I'm saying at the first point, it's like if you're doing things just to be heard and not to give understanding to the person, and even if you're not agree, you know, but seek to understand, say, okay, like this is what I did, you know, like shouting just make it seem like, say, I devalue the other person and how them feel. And one thing I can say is that even if it's not what you want to hear, or like what I must say make you feel like, say, I never that I mean and stuff, and I can only speak because, you know, I go through it, but like it does not help, because if you shout off at the person and the person talk and stuff, it just, one, make you seem ignorant, two, make it as a Christian person as well, or a woman of God or a man of God, the Lord said, you can be angry and not sin, and there is such a thing as unrighteous anger, you know. So when you're screaming up on top of your voice, it just shows, say, you're easily irritated with this person or what they must say. And even a while, like before, we were discussing the essence of God's love. God's love is not easily irritable, you know, and it does not insist on its own way. So one thing, like in this point, I can say is strive to outdo one another in respecting each other. because when you show, say, you respect the other person is also inclined to respect you, you know. And one thing I am learning even now is that I need to be the change I want to see in you as well. Meaning, like, I can't expect you to treat me a certain way and me I treat you a certain way. You know, I can't expect you, I can't demand respect and I'm not giving respect to you. You know. And as women, we can be very, very emotional. I know I'm an emotional person, you know, and if you're not careful, your emotions can bring you to a certain peak where it's like it's hard to come back down, you know. So it's either you take control of your emotions or your emotions are going to take control of you. And that I've learned is called emotional awareness. If you're not aware of your emotions, them can bring you all around the place, because in truth and in fact, your feelings, they're valid, but they cannot be trusted, right? You have to focus on facts like, the person I didn't mean to do this to me. If they never really mean to do that to me, what kind of reaction can I give them? Should I go into a screaming match with them, or we can sit down and have a civil conversation? And if I feel like I get too heated, you walk away. And just being transparent, we've been in situations where it feels like a lot, and we just say, we need a timeout, I'll be right back. You know, that's one way that we've learned to deal with things. And me, like I say something like the other part where we learn about the stepping on your toe analogy.
Yeah, that's like the sorry thing.
That's like the sorry thing. So it's like, if you, because sometimes, you know, as humans, they get loudish, right? Your tone change because it's like your demand to be heard at a certain point, you know. But it's like we've learned this analogy of the stepping on your toe, where I step on your toe, but I never mean to step on your toe. I never see a foot there, and you stop me and say, you step on my toe. Even though in your head you probably don't think so, you step on the person toe. Just say sorry, I step on your toe. Sorry, I never mean to shout off for you. Sorry, my tone of voice get so high, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about this one because you say most of it. But knowing myself, I'm not the type. Even in arguments I make, I think I'm still jovial. I'm just not taking nothing serious. You know what I mean? But one thing I don't like shouting and them stuff like. You know, if we shout, it's like, why? No decency. I like decency. You know, because as a man of God, I think, or a child of God, I think that's a trait of a woman, you know. Bible says a woman who profess godliness should be modest. It no mean say I just how she dress. Modest mean quiet.
Yeah.
You know? Modest mean say she don't have on a bag of gold and she just out there. You know, and in the same way our outward appearance should be modest. I think inside should be modest too. You know? Like, you know, shout out for me if there's something wrong. If me just like say, me have some you to a shout like, hey, go master. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I'm not depend that. You know? And when a woman talk to me like that, it's like I have to get loud too. And I don't want to get loud because when I get loud, or if I get loud, I'm tempted to be harsh. You know? Because you have been loud and then you have been harsh and loud. You know what I mean? Where you don't care, you just say stuff, you just do stuff. You know what I mean? And don't care. And the Bible say, husbands, do not be harsh. You know? Bible say if you love your wife as Christ loved the church.
Yeah.
You know, and Jesus would not show it off the breath off of the church and say, hey, I'm a killer, or box it on, box with them and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
But I have one question though, or like explain what you mean by being quiet.
There's something about a gentle spirit.
So it's not the case where you say like,
no, me not like that. Me go wonder if something wrong with you.
yeah.
You know, I'm talking about a gentle spirit. Like, if I offend you, you come to me and you say, you know, I didn't like that. I don't think that's what you meant. Or you come and ask me, what did you mean? You know? Because if you're living with somebody, you're married to somebody for however long, you don't want the constant back and forth. You want happiness. You know, you want peace.
Yeah.
And if you are cuss every day, you gotta have peace. You know? So, if I step on your toe, you come to me and you say,
You know, so
hey,
step on big toe door.
yeah, I say. And sometime in that too, let me address this. Sometime with that, a person can get defensive. Because you can come to me and say, hey, you know, say, you drink up my water. Me I say, and me I say, me drink your water?
Yeah.
I see water put this, I mean, you know, say your water.
Yeah.
I just take some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get defensive and you start saying, hey, this and that and that and that and that. And then the person will come to you now, the person who you offended, they're like, sure. They can do either two things. They can say, alright, never mind. Because I come to you, I just say, man, you drink up water. Just say, yes, you drink no water. Yes, but you take some because I'm thirsty. You know what I mean? Instead of coming with some bag of thick reasons why you drink. I don't care about why you drink the water. Just say, hey, you drink no water, you know. Just accept it.
Or you can,
know?
or
and it go back to the sorry point. Just accept it and say, I'm sorry.
Or like, in addition to that, and this is something learning as well, is like, it's not to go in depth or to justify, but it's like, yeah, say, you know, that wasn't my intent. I did so and so and so, but I'm sorry that I offended you by doing that thing, you know? So it's like, you let the person know that, you know, I wasn't thinking that way, or I wasn't thinking that I was going to offend you, but I'm sorry, you know? Or, you know, say, I'm sorry I did this, but really and truly, man, you know, so I never think that way or whatever. And easier said than done, because sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, you're quick to respond with defensiveness rather than the ability to listen to the person to say, oh, you know, so I really offend you, I'm sorry, you know, type of thing.
Yeah. You want
what's the other one? Oh, this is something we learned the first time in counseling, is like, never say stuff like, you always do this, or, you know, say, never yet do this, or not once you ever do this for me, you know, because it's like, the one time he doesn't do something or I don't do something will make it cover all the times where we say, oh, you know, did the person never yet do XYZ for you? Because that actually takes away from their effort or them actually trying to do something, you know?
Because you come to me and you say, you never, see, water analogy again. you never full back the water.
Yeah, or you never yet do that.
I mean, I say,
Ever.
me never full the water. So, me full and you drink it last time. You know what I mean? So that made me feel bad because I know in myself that I filled the water before.
Yeah.
And then when you use that strong word, like
The
never, yeah, I say, wait, it triggers something in the other person. The person is like, oh. Well,
Someone, and then you respond with like,
nah.
so me never yet do this. So what about the time? You know, so their response now is, well, list out all of the time then, but them actually did do it.
yeah, and
But
not
you're
just,
focused on the time, no, and then you just.
and not just that, the person not going to do it again. You know, because if you come to me and you say, you never drink full the water.
Yeah.
I say, alright, since I never do it, I'm not gonna do it then.
Yeah.
You know? And then there are other ways to react to things like that. Just natural reaction. As I said, people can list out stuff like, me did this, me did this, me did this. And I say, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think this video was is
Good
also,
and sharp.
yeah, is also encouraging to us.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, if you guys want a part 2, you know, just say it in the comment section, because there are more things. We just decided to not add more stuff because yeah. So people, thanks for watching this video, and tune in every Sunday for another video.
For more videos.
And guess what? I see the new shirt them. It's growing together. So the concept is basically to just encourage young people, young Christians out there, you know, in love and purity. Help them grow together. Anything, any knowledge that we have, we just share it with you guys, and yeah, help you guys however we can. So you don't know, C and K growing together. Bang 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 bang.
Babe.
Well,
Wait then.